What's up, you? For today's video, we're a full turtle Pokemon team. Now, 6 years ago, I did a turtle Pokemon team. However, a couple of new turtle-like Pokemon have come into the game, and I thought, you know what? It's time to do a revamp on this old team. Man, 6 years ago, that's such a long time. If you want to check me out on Twitch, make sure I do. This is where I do all my battles. I take all my battles here, my theme teams, Pokemon sweeps, all that sort of stuff. Come and drop me a follow. The link is in the description of the video if you haven't already. Let's get into today's battles. I've got 3 of them today. I got actually nearly 4 or 5 really good battles this team, so I don't know, would you guys be against me putting like 4 or 5 battles in a video if I get them right? Like, I don't know, sort of today was a little bit random. I got so much good content. Anyway, I'll let you decide that in the comment section. We got a battle here. This one is against Trouble, and we are in trouble here because we got a Slurpuff lead. Now, I've got a Shuckle lead here. This one is my Power Trick, Bug Bite, Stone Miss reversal set. Now, this is max health and max defense with Impish Nature, and I've got the Sturdy ability. So what you want to do here, right, is you want to go for a Power Trick. Now, Power Trick swaps the defense and the attack around on Shuckle. So Shuckle's defense is really, really high, right, and its attack is really, really low. But if you swap those stats around, Shuckle gets a lot of attack, right, and I gave it some pretty powerful moves that it could get, like Stone Edge and Bug Bite, stuff like that. So we got the Play Rough coming from the Slurpuff here. I'm going to leave that one on 1 health. The merch is available. And now I'm going to go for the Stone Miss, and it lands on the Cake Boss, and the Cake is going to go down here. So that's a very, very good start to the battle there. Now, the next Pokemon to come out is Duck Skywalker. Man, that actually reminds me, I need to finish off the rest of the Star Wars films. So I'm going to get the Quick Lure activation, pop that reversal there. I'm on 1 health, and that drops Duck Skywalker. I am your duck father. Now, the next Pokemon to come out here is your mum. Damn, I just got roasted hard there. I'm going to have to pull out the mum, the Wii Fit joke again. Anyway, so Dustnor is going to come. Not Dustnor. Guzzlord, man, how do I get those things mixed up? Anyway, so Dustnord's going to come in, Guzzlord's going to come in shit, and it's going to take me out there. It's a disaster. You know what? I'm not even going to edit this out. I'm keeping it in. I'm keeping it in for the memes, people. So Dreadnor is going to be coming in here, and Dreadnor is going to be able to easily be able to take this thing out, right? We are running a special one. I've got Blizzard, Hydro Miss, I've got Earth Power, and Meteor Beam, right? Now, I've got max health, max special attack with modest nature, right? And I've got the Power Herb as the item. So, in this case, right, Guzzlord actually swapped into Alcremie here, and it's the Lemon Alcremie with a couple of little strawberries on the top. I don't mind a couple of strawberries on top, if you know what I mean. So I've got to swap out my Dreadnor, and I'm going to go into Torkoal, right? Now, Torkoal, this is sort of my bulkiest set on the team. It was a Toxic Fire Spin trapping set. Now we got the Alcremie going for a G-Max Alcremie, so this is one really, really, really big birthday cry, right? I mean, if I was ever going to have a birthday, right, like, this is like, you need like a massive table for this cake, like, probably one as big as your house, right? So we've got the G-Max Alcremie. I don't even know what this set is going to be, right? We've had some interesting sets so far in some of these battles. So here we go. We're going to Max Knuckle here, and this is a physical Alcremie. And I was thinking, okay, even if it's a physical, bulky Alcremie, it's going to take like a lot of time to take out. So I want to make sure I can put the Toxic up on there, right, and trap it in with the Fire Spin. Now, it does have its G-Max move too. I'm sure it's got it, and that's also going to heal it up too. So I want to make sure I can get these up, you know, before it actually takes me out there. Now, the ability on my Torkoal is Shell Armor. I thought it'd be more appropriate on this team instead of running like Drought, because, you know, it's a Turtle team or Turtle Tortoise team or Turtle-like team. I thought it'd be more appropriate having Shell Armor than Drought, right? So we got the Toxic up on there on the Alcremie. Unfortunately, we got a Berry, and that's going to be very annoying. It's going to be healing that Toxic, right? Pretty much what happens, right? Just visualize this in real life, right? You got a birthday cake. Actually, not a birthday cake. You got a wedding cake, right? And some little kid, right, he puts like some like really bad, scummy tasting fruit on the top. You go for that first bite in the wedding cake, and it tastes like, I don't know, a pickle. Anyway, so I've got my Torkoal there. I'm going to go for the Fire Spin here. I'm going to trap this Alcremie in at least so it won't be able to swap. Getting that crit there, getting so much damage. I think I got 2 damage instead of 1, right? So Leftovers was my item here. It helped me out for the best sustain. Now, the EVs I've got in this Torkoal, we got max health, and I've also got max defense. So it was a max, just a really like bulky bulky defensive wall set. So here comes the Alcremie with the Drain Punch here. So like, hey, Drain Punch Alcremie, I like that. I like that physical Alcremie. Now, Alcremie is going to get some health back, and it's going to get some nice sustain too. So I missed Toxic, and I was starting to get a little bit salty after missing Toxic. I'm thinking, maybe I should swap out my Torkoal and just take this Alcremie out in one shot, right? So we got some more damage there from the Fire Spin, but first, before I did that, I wanted to get at least one Toxic up, right? So Alcremie's going to punch me again. I feel like if Alcremie punches, just pretend that Alcremie is real, right? Alcremie is the stanza, right? It punches you. Shouldn't its hand, like, just, I don't know, disintegrate? Like, if you ever punched a cake before, like, just disintegrate. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, so we got this Alcremie here. I finally got the poison on it, right? And I'm thinking actually about swapping my Torkoal out into one of my other Pokemon. I was thinking maybe my Dreadnor could deal with this rather nicely. Maybe I could get like a powerful Hydro Pump up against it and get some solid damage. Then I was like, nah, if I swap it into that, it'll be super effective and it'll get like lots of health back. So let's go into Turtonator. I made a pretty fun Turtonator set. It's kind of bad, but it is pretty fun to run, right? We got max health and we got max special attack here on this Turtonator set. The item is Citrus Berry and we got Modest Nature. Now, what I wanted to do with this set, right, is I want to make use of the move Shell Trap, right? I really like Shell Trap. It's a very, very interesting sort of move, right? It's kind of like Mirror Coat, but not. So we got a Shell Trap here. We got Protect, Taunt, and Block. So the item, obviously the whole idea here was to trap the opponent and go for the Shell Trap. Now, obviously, Shell Trap is only going to be working against the physical users, and physical users are going to get hit very, very hard there with a modest max special attack Turtonator. So Lemon Pie is finally going to go down there. The kid took the last slice. Man, I hate that. You know, you go to that birthday party, right, and you see the cake on the table, right? You're like, man, I just want that last slice. And then this little kid comes along, eats one bite, and then throws it in the bin. It's happened to me so many times. Anyway, I'm getting salty. Let's get back into the Torkoal here. We got a Linoone coming into this battle right here. And Linoone's a pretty fast Pokemon, and it's going to be going for a Facade on my Torkoal. It doesn't do a lot of damage there, and Torkoal is going to eat that one up very, very nicely here. Now, in this team, right, there was 2 G-Max Pokemon possibilities, so I really want to make sure I could G-Max, you know, these Pokemon at least once throughout the battle. So that's sort of why I've got 3 battles, right? I had to pick the best ones. I had to pick battles where the Pokemon actually got a chance to G-Max on this team. So, of course, Dreadnor's one of the right and Blastoise is the other. So Guzzlord's going to come back in it. My mum's going to come back in it. I tried to roast them with a your mum joke, but it didn't do a lot of damage, right? So we got the Guzzlord trapped in here. I feel like it's just going to go for a Dank Pulse and take me out here. I am on 69 health after all, right? So getting some more damage there on my mum. And we got the Dank Pulse here, and it hits me very, very hard. And Torkoal lives on. I was like, man, it actually lived there. So I think they got more bulk on this Guzzlord than offense. I'm not really sure, right? So getting the Toxic up on my mum, man, this is just a roast right now. I think we need, you know what? I've thought about it. I've thought about it for a long time, people. I think we need to do a new Your Mum team. Now, what I did last time, right, I did like a whale. I think it was like a Wailord level 69 shiny holding on Burn Hill called Your Mum. I'm pretty sure that was the theme team. Like, I can't quite remember the members, but I'm going to watch it after I actually narrate that. Anyway, so Torkoal's going to go down, and my mum's going to get a Beast Boost. Man, that's actually kind of scary. So we got some more toxic damage on the Guzzlord, and it's about half health, right? So I got to deal with this before it gets too many boosts, right? So I'm going to go into Caracosta here. Now, Caracosta, I was running a Swift Swim set on this, right? Instead of 30. So we got Razor Shell. I've got that 50% chance of dropping defense. Rain Dance, Flail, and Endure. Max speed and max attack. I've got Adamant Nature on this one too. So here comes the Dank Pulse there. I live on 5 health. It was very, very close. I could have almost gone down there. I took the risk and I got the Rain Dance up. Now I've got the ability to Swift Swim, so that's going to double my speed in the rain and also power up my water type moves like the Razor Shell, right? Now at this stage I was thinking, okay, Guzzlord's going to eat a berry there. Unfortunately, my mum's going to eat a berry. It's going to go over half health there, and it's going to take some toxic damage, right? So I thought, let's go for the Endure, get another round of toxic damage, then it'll be like a decent amount of range to take out. Now, my mum's going to burp on me, and I lived on 1 health there, so it's fine, right? The merch is available, like low-key available. Now, what I can do is I can go for Flail and easily take my mum out. Man, this is me. No one ever called their Pokemon your mum again. So go for the Flail there, and I finally faint my mum in a game of Pokemon. That better be the top comment. Now, there's a couple more Pokemon left, and one of them is Linoone, right? Now, Linoone is burned from earlier on. It's going to actually outspeed me due to the sticky web that the Slurpuff put on the field earlier, which is a shame, because I could have gone for a Razor Shell or a Flail there. So bye-bye Caracosta. Now, the next Pokemon here we got is Dreadnor. I can easily take pretty much anything this actually throws me, right? Now, once again, I've got the Swift Swim on this, and instead of attacking me, it's going to go for a Parting Shot there. So, like, okay, Parting Shot, it's going to drop my stats, which is, it's kind of annoying because Dreadnor's stats on the special side, I mean, they're not really that great, right? You need all the stats you can get. So in comes Lucario. I'm going to pop a Meteor Beam here. So it's like, okay, Meteor Beam, that's nice. Obviously, it's not going to do a lot of damage to Lucario. It's going to resist it, right? Now, getting that beautiful special attack right there, and the Power Herb is going to kick in on the Lucario, and Meteor Beam is going to land. So it's like, okay, that's good. I know that it's probably not going to do, like, a lot of damage, right? Like, look at the damage that it did to it. That was a crit. I'm like, what? So anyway, we got the Lucario go for a Drain Punch here. It does about half my health. And I'm like, okay, I went for the Hydro Miss in the rain. And this will do a lot of damage at +1, right? Now, Lucario's got all of its health back. Hydro Miss misses. And we got a second Drain Punch from the Lucario, and Lucario is going to take me out there. There's nothing I can do. I got absolutely scum there. So it critted me as well. I don't think that really mattered at all. You know, Dreadnor was definitely going down. So I'm down to 2 more turtle Pokemon. My next turtle is Turtonator. So Turtonator, I'm thinking right now, actually that's quite a good name, Turtonator instead of Turtonator. Now, since it's raining, right, and it's pouring, I'm going to be going for a Protect to stall out that last turn of the rain. However, the Lucario is going to be swapping out here, which is unfortunate because I could have gone for a Shell Trap. But then I was like, wait, I should go for Dynamax here and go for Dynamax Shell Trap, because if I don't, I think this Lanoon is going to destroy me. So go for the Protect here, getting some, just seeing what the Lanoon is actually going to do. It's going to go for Parting Shot. So I'm like, okay, I think they're going to go back into the Lucario expecting a Shell Trap, right? Maybe I should just go Dynamax Turtonator here, and I decided in the end to go for it. Now, it wasn't too often that I actually went for a Dynamax Pokemon, or a G-Max Pokemon, like outside of the Dreadnor and the Blastoise, right? They were the ones that I did 99% of the time. In this case, I decided to go for the Turtonator, right? So going to my Dynamax Turtonator, look, my neck sort of like is looking around. It's like interesting, like its neck how it looks backward. And I'm going to get hit there by the Facade. I've got the Citrus Berry as the item, and that's going to heal me up very, very nicely. Now, the good thing about this set is if the Shell Trap does fail and stuff like that, it's pretty easy to work around. You can go for a Dynamax, and you can go for a pretty powerful Fire-type move right there. So putting up the Drought on the field, the last Pokemon, as we know, is Lucario. Now, all we've seen from Lucario is Drain Punch, right? And that's about it. I don't know what other powerful moves that it got. And then it's going to go for a Final Gambit. I knew it was going to do something like that due to its nickname. And Turtonator is going to go down. I've still got one more Pokemon left. Obviously, they didn't have anything else to do to my Turtonator outside that. Drain Punch definitely wouldn't have taken him out from that range. And that, my friends, is the first battle. Hope you enjoyed it. 10 out of 10 commentary there. Let's see if we can get onto the second battle and not make some simple errors like calling Guzzlord Dustnor. How do you call Guzzlord Dustnor? Like, how do you even do that? Next opponent, I'm not really sure what their name is, right? So maybe someone can translate for me there in the comment section. This battle was really, really funny. Like, it was interesting. So I've got my Shuckle lead here. I was like, okay, Suicune, man, even if I get my Power Trick combination off right, this thing is so tanky. So first turn, I get the Power Trick. I'm like, okay, that's not that great. I'd rather probably get it on the second turn, but you know what? It is what it is. So we got the Power Trick there, swapping my defense around. It's like, okay, Suicune will go for a special move. This is fine. And then it goes for a physical move. I'm like, what? Liquidation? And it's going to take me all the way down to my Sturdy. Now, I was really low-key hoping for a Stone Edge here. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, and I get taken out by the physical Suicune. So, it's been a minute since I've seen a physical Suicune, right? I think I used one a couple of months ago, right? Anyway, Shuckle's doomed. There's not much I can do about that. Going to Torkoal now. You're really desperate when you have to go into Torkoal on the Suicune. It's going to go for a liquidation there. It's a solid 3-hit KO against my Torkoal. So, Torkoal is going to be going for a Toxic here. So, I thought, if I can get Toxic up and maybe live like another hit, I can maybe get Smoke Screen going and trap them in and then get a rest off. It's going to be very, very close depending on, what happens with this Suicune. Now, I know that I can't get critted here, which is really, really nice. So they're going to be a mix set with Hydro Pump, and Hydro Pump misses. Thank goodness. You know what? That makes up for my Hydro Pump miss early on in the first battle, right? That you got to think of these things, people. So getting some more leftovers recovery on my Torkoal there, and we are back to definitely being KO'd by the... I'd say Hydro Pump will take me out in one shot here. but Liquidation is still a 3-hit KO. So Liquidation is going to miss there, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to go for the Fire Spin here. So now Suicune is trapped in by my little smoke screening Torkoal. Like smoke screen, so you got a really cool animation there. Obviously, moves like that are very easy to work around. The opponent can simply swap out or just, Dynamax, right? But they are kind of fun moves to use. Not fun when you're on the receiving end and miss 100 times, though. So we got some Fire Spins here. It's going to go for an extra Sensory Galaxy Brain, but they didn't flinch me there, thank goodness. So go for another smoke screen here, throwing that smoke around. I love how cartoony Torkoal's little smoky thing looks, or like the smoke popping out. I don't know, like something about us, like a little cloud's just floating there. I'm not sure. It doesn't look supernatural to me. What do you reckon? Anyway, so we got some more Fire Spin damage. Suicune is on its last legs here. It can only do one more attack to me. I've got so much smoke screens up, and then it lands a Hydro Miss. Are you serious? And Torkoal is going to go down there to that Hydro Miss. Man, that sucks so much. However, Suicune is going to go down to the toxic damage, but man, something's crawling on my foot. What the... Okay, it was just a little, it was a cord. I thought something was actually crawling on my foot like a spider. Welcome to Australia, people. Anyway, so we got Tapu Lele coming in here, and it still feels like it's crawling. What the heck? Anyway, so the next Pokemon is Turtonator. Man, this is the best commentary in today's video. So Turtonator, right, you know this set. I'm going to be trying to go for a Shell Trap. I was like, okay, this is probably not going to use any physical moves at all. Let's just see what they're going to use, right? Probably Psychic. And then with a Focus Miss, I'm like, okay, Focus Miss. That's going to be kind of hard to swap into. So I'm going to swap out the Turtonator, right? I was like, okay, let's go into Dreadnor here. Hopefully they miss, right? And I might be able to get some good damage from Meteor Beam. Then they went for a Play Rough. I'm like, what? It's another mix set. So 2 mix sets. So here comes another Focus Miss from the Tapu Lele. And Dreadnor gets absolutely demolished, only living on 31 health right there. I went for the Meteor Beam here in hopes I could get some good damage off against the Tapu Lele. Obviously, I didn't expect to actually live this one for the Tapu Lele to, obviously one-shot this and definitely live. But it was definitely going to be bad because I missed. So here comes the Play Rough, and Dreadnor is going to be going down. I'm getting absolutely destroyed at the moment by these random sets. I love it. So the next Pokemon we got here is the Caracosta. So okay, Caracosta, let's go for the Rain Nets. Hopefully they miss. And Focus Miss is not going to miss. And I get one shot. And man, I wish I had Sturdy then. That would have been amazing. Okay, Caracosta's down, man. I'm only down to 2 Pokemon. This is dire straits right now. All right, so I've got to make a stand here, people. I've got to rise up from the scum and make a stand. So we're going to go to Blastoise here, and then they go for a Dynamax. They're probably thinking, let's finish this kid off fast, right? I got to get this happening, people. So I went for the Shell Smash here. Now, this Blastoise set is like one. It's like no other, right? You'll see in a sec. So we got the Dynamax Tapu Lele here. If this thing hits me with the Psychic move in Dynamax, it's going to do like whopping amounts of damage here. So Blastoise outspeeds, and I'm going to go for a Shell Smash here, right? I've got in this one Max Special Attack and Max Speed, and I've got the White Herb as the item, right? So obviously I wouldn't Shell Smash in front of a Tapu Lele. So Tapu Lele is obviously going to get outsped next turn. And the good thing about this is I can go for G-Max. I just have to be able to live this turn right. So here comes the Max Mindstorm on my Blastoise. And it does close to 3/4 of my health. And the Psychic Terrain is nearly up. Is definitely up on the field. And if I do not take this out next turn, I'm in a lot of trouble. I was really worried though because this set was actually horrible, right? This is Water Gun, Icy Wind, and Terrain Pulse. I picked some of its worst base power moves to put on this set. So I was a little bit worried here. I'm like, I need to actually make sure that Tapu Lele is not in Dynamax before I go for my G-Max Water Gun, right? So what I had to do, right, is I had to play it really risky. I mean, I had nothing to lose here and everything to gain. So I went for the Max Guard. Obviously, that's going to block the first Max Mindstorm, right? Then I was like, I've got to go for another one. I get 2 in a row. I finally get a slither of luck in this battle. And the Max Mindstorm is going to hit the Max Guard there, which is beautiful. Now, the Tapu Lele is going to be small again. So here is my chance to get back into this one-sided game. So now the Blastoise, right, is going to go for a G-Max Cannonade Water Gun. And man, look at this big Water Gun, right? And unfortunately, it doesn't even take it out. It's so bad. So the Tapu Lele managed to live that one right, and it's going to hit me with a Play Rough there, and Play Rough is not going to do much at all. So I think that was like, it was like a physical Tapu Lele. What the heck? Anyway, so my G-Max moves takes out the Tapu Lele, and I finally took out one more Pokemon. Now, the next Pokemon here is Zapdos. I'm like, okay, Zapdos, This is bad. This is going to probably be able to take me out with a Thunder Shock. So Blastoise doesn't have a lot of health right? I could go for a Terrain Pulse, but I decided to go for the Icy Wind instead because it was super effective, right? I don't miss, which is wonderful there, and I do about 3/4 damage to Zapdos, which is good, but unfortunately, it's not good enough because now it's going to go for a Discharge and take out me Blastoise. So all I've got left is my Turtonator, and we know that Turtonator only has Shell Trap, right? So this is going to be rough, right? And it just used a, like a special move then. So I was like, okay, I've got to make sure I take this Zapdos out. The only way to take this Zapdos out, right, is to go for Protect, right? And that will enable it to go down to Blastoise's G-Max move, right? So go for Protect here. You got to use Protection, people, right? The things I teach you in my videos. So we got the Drill Pack here. I could have gone for Shell Trap, but I didn't anyway. I didn't take any damage, and Zapdos is going to be going down there. So I finally took out 3 Pokemon. I'm slowly clutching my way back into this game, people. All right. Next Pokemon was the Calyrex. This battle was an absolute travesty. So we got the Calyrex coming in here. I'm thinking, okay, unless this is like some special set, which I hope it isn't, I'm going to be going for my Shell Trap here. So I've set the trap up there, and here comes a Outrage. Like, what? So Outrage our Calyrex there, and does a lot of damage to me, right? I've got the Citrus Berry, and the Shell Trap is going to pop off, and it looks really, really cool too. Calyrex just manages to live on there on a little bit of health, and G-Max Blastoise attack takes it out. Wow, that was so cool. So we've taken out 4 Pokemon now, and there are 2 remaining, but man, this is where things start to get very, very dicey. So my Turtonator is going to eat a Citrus Berry. I've actually got a fair bit of health left, so I know that I can leave I could probably take out 1 more Pokemon. I was hopeful about that, right? And then comes in the Inteleon. I was thinking, I hope this uses like a physical set, because all their other sets have been physical, and then it uses Snipe Shot. I'm like, oh no. And that, my friends, is it. I can't do anything here. I'm completely walled by this Pokemon. It's going to take me out with 2 Snipe Shots. It's quite funny. They used all the mixed sets at the start and used the normal Snipe Shot one at the end. But what a crazy battle there. They had some very, very amazing sets there. The greatest Pokemon battle in the world, people. They were just too good for me. All right, people. I've got one more battle for you, and this one was pretty interesting as well. Now, I wanted to see if I can make Water Gun Blastoise work as well. I had to get 1 KO in at least one of these battles, right? So my next opponent, this one was against Armando. I thought it was like a Moldo, right? And we got a Cinderace lead here. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to lead with Shuckle. Shuckle is usually my lead out of all of the times that I battle with this team, right? So we're going to go for Power Trick right off the rip here. It's going to go for a Pyro Ball. So like, okay, Pyro Ball, that's not going to do much to Shuckle, and it's about a 3-hit KO to Shuckle, right? So go for the Power Trick here. Now the thing is, if I do get hit by not a Power Ball, I'd like to get hit by a Power Ball, get that Lotto, but if I do get hit by a Pyro Ball there, it's going to destroy me, and Shuckle is going to go down, man. Today's narration has been, it's just been absolutely memes. Next Pokemon is my Torkoal, right? Now, Torkoal can easily take this out, right? And it's going to go for a Flame Charge here. So it's got Pyro Ball and Flame Charge. Like, okay, they've got that, they've got the Flame Charge to boost their speed, and they've got the Pyro Ball there, you know, to hit really, really hard. Fair enough. Now, go for Fire Spin there, and I've got my leftover recovery. I believe that this Cinderace definitely won't be able to overcome my Torkoal's defenses, right? Now, we got that Fire Spin up here, which is good. All I got to get left is the Toxic, and we're good to go. And then Cinderace uses another fire move. Like, this thing had Flame Charge, it had Pyro Ball, Flare Blitz. I mean, you know what? It's you guys know it's gotta have Fire Pledge. That's gotta be its last move. This is pure content. Anyway, so we got that combination happening there on the Cinderace. It can't swap out, and Torkoal's pretty much got it beat here, which is really, really good. The thing about Torkoal, like in all the battles that I did, I was actually very, very good at, again, swapping in like physical attackers and trapping them in and finishing them off right. Now, also, I was saying this one at the start too, why my Torkoal destroys this Cinderace. If you'd like to see more, if you don't mind seeing more than the 3 battles, just let me know there, because I prefer narrating the battles rather than doing like a sped up version with music and stuff like that. So obviously it won't happen all the time, but in this case, I had like 5 battles with this team. I thought they were, you know, really quite good. But we'd probably be looking at like a 50-minute video then. I'm not sure. Just let me know in the comment section. So we got some more toxic damage there on the Cinderace, and it's going to be going for a Pyro Ball here on my Torkoal, and it's going to hit me below the nearly about like a guess, quarter health there. So go for another smoke screen here. Torkoal needs to get a rest off soon, otherwise it's going to get destroyed, right? So this is Cinderace's last turn here. It is going to go out of Toxic and the Fire Spin damage there. And Torkoal's in a reasonable amount of health against any physical attackers. If it comes across any special attackers, it's pretty much going to go down, right? So bye-bye Cinderace there. It was real, but Torkoal always managed to beat all the Cinderace sets that I came across there, right? Next Pokemon here is the Urshifu. This is pretty funny, right? It's going to go for the Surging Strikes. Now, this is quite interesting. The last night's video I did is the crit run, right? The 100% crit one. If I came across a Torkoal with Shell Armor, it actually wouldn't have crit. So there you get to see it didn't crit and hardly did any damage at all, right? So Urshifu is going to take my Torkoal out. That was to be expected. I actually would have liked to be on a full amount of health there because I believe I would have won that matchup. Now we're going to go into the Turtonator. I thought, you know what? Let's see how much Shell Trap actually does this thing. Its special defense isn't the most amazing in the world. I feel like this will be a 2-hit KO, right? So go for that Shell Trap, and here comes the Surging Strikes. Now, the same thing here is actually going to happen with the Turtonator, right? Look at the little amount of damage that it does when it's not a critical hit. And obviously, it only hits 3 times, so it's doing hardly any damage. So now we're going to go for the guaranteed Shell Trap there. Shell Trap is actually a clear 2-hit KO, right? So once again, go for another Shell Trap. I thought they may swap or go for another attacking move. And this time they went for an Aero Ace. Aero Ace does probably as much as one Surging Strikes hit, or maybe like a little bit less. And Urshifu is going to be going down to another Shell Trap. I really, really like Shell Trap. It's such a cool move. Hope we get some more of these type of moves in the future. So out comes Inteleon. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get PTSD from this thing. It's going to use Snipe Shot again, isn't it? And Turtonator is it. It's in this matchup, well, it just can't win. And I don't want to swap into another Pokemon, right? Because this thing's obviously going to have a good chance of critting me, right? So Turtonator is going to go down to Inteleon again. I just went for Taunt there so we could play some handsies, and it's going to take me out. Nothing I could have done there. I went for the Shell Trap there in case they did go for a physical move, but obviously they're not. They're going to go for a Snipe Shot. So Turtonator is going to go down, and I've lost half of my team, right? But it's still good. We are still in this game, people. It wasn't like the second battle where I had all of my team basically wiped out, right? But you're halfway. So we're going to go into Carracosta. I thought this is a good opportunity to go for that strategy, right? So here comes the Hydro Pump there. They got Hydro Pump and Snipe Shot. That does a lot of damage, almost take him out in one hit. So I did manage to get the Rain Dance off once again with my Carracosta. So what I can do here, so I can go for Endure and put myself on 1 health, or I can go for the Flail and go. It's going to be basically the same thing, right? So Inteleon is going to go down. So bye-bye Inteleon. I'm very, very glad of getting rid of you. Next Pokemon is the Rillaboom, and it does actually have Grassy Surge. So I'm like, okay, let's go for Flail, and let's take advantage of that, right? And it does half health. I was pretty happy with that. And here comes Woodhammer, which would have taken out every single one of Carracosta's fossils that ever lived and was ever resurrected. So that's 4 Pokemon down. I've still got 2 to go, right? We can get rid of this Rillaboom. I was pretty confident, right? So going into my Dreadnor, since I've got the Swift Swim ability, I know that I can outspeed this thing. The only thing was, right, if I do go for Meteor Beam and it does miss, I know that my Dreadnor is going to get absolutely dominated. And worst case scenario, though, Rillaboom may go down to recoil damage. However, Meteor Beam this time is going to hit, and Dreadnor finally gets his time to shine against Rillaboom, and it takes it out there, getting a +1 in special attack. Now, I haven't actually done... I was going to say, I haven't actually G-Maxed my Dreadnor yet, so I thought, you know what? The time is right. Let's go for that G-Max, right? So in comes another Calyrex. Actually, when I'm looking at that, there's actually quite a few Pokemon that was similar from this team to the next one, especially the Inteleon and the Calyrex, right? Now, we're going to go for the G-Max Dreadnor here. I don't know. I'm not sure about this G-Max Pokemon, whether I like it or not. I just think they could have done a little bit more with this design. I like Dreadnor, don't get me wrong, but I feel they could have done something a little bit more interesting with this design. Just my opinion anyway. I do like Dreadnor itself as a Pokemon. So we're going to go for the G-Max Stone Surge here, which is going to put some handy little stones on the field. And that does really good damage to Calyrex, almost taking it out in one hit there. So I was very happy with that, right? So Calyrex is going to go for a Giga Drain. It was a special set. And since I'm in G-Max, right, or, G-Max, look at the amount of health that it got back. It's like, man. And now, since they got so much health back, right, they decided to Desperation Dynamax, and they were going to see if they can live my hit and take out my Dreadnor, right? Now, the only thing about this, right, I am running out of G-Max very, very soon, and I have to make a decision where I go for a Hydro Pump, right? So we got the Calyrex here. It's in its Dynamax. At least they've used up their Dynamax, so that's a good thing, right? And I know what it is. And it's already at half health. So go for that G-Max Stone Charge there. Once again, I'm going to outspeed it because I am in the rain. You know, Calyrex isn't really fast anyway. And that does really good damage, but it doesn't take it out. So here comes the Max Overgrowth coming off Giga Drain like we've seen before, right? And it does some pretty good damage to me, and I lived on 14 health. It was very, very close here, right? So the grassy terrain is going to be put up on the field, and I'm going to get some health recovery. And of course, so is the Calyrex. So I've got one more turn of my G-Max Dreadnor here, and I can definitely take out this Calyrex, which only has a little bit of health. However, they're going to go for a Max Guard there and deny me of my last move in G-Max. So now I've got to go for a Hydro Pump here to take them out. It's like, okay, Hydro Pump I know can take them out from here, but the problem is if I miss, right, what do I go for? Should I just go for Hydro Pump or should I go for another move? I went for Hydro Pump, but I sausage fingered the Earth Power button, and obviously that was never going to take it out. And now I'm going to go down to a massive mushroom. But it doesn't matter, right, because this Pokemon is only on a little bit of health, and I can bring in one of my other Pokemon to take it out there, which is my Blastoise. Now, remember how I was talking about in the first or second battle, how I wanted to, you know, get the Shell Smash or Water Gun set going? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Now, at this stage, I didn't really want to set up against a Calyrex with Shell Smash. Considering it's got a grassy terrain on the field too, I thought that'd be kind of dangerous too, and I might be able to get too much for the health back and then live my next attack and stuff like that. So what I did is I went for a Terrain Pulse, and that turned into a Grass move, which is really, really cool, and Calyrex is going to go down. Obviously, Terrain Pulse is only 50 base power without the Terrain Boost, right? That's why I chose it. So the last Pokemon, of course, is Charizard. Wow, it's the rare shiny one. And what I did right is I gave him a little bit of a water gun, and it took him out with a crit. Imagine getting fainted to water gun. That's it, people. That's all three of these battles. I really hope you enjoy them. What a roller coaster of commentary it was today. I'll be back with another theme team tomorrow. Have a good day and night. Peace out, people.